Would you buy a home that got a grade F? Well, that sure doesn't sound great. But what do these ratings on real estate listings even mean? And how do you protect yourself from mold and other health-related housing problems that you hear about so frequently online? Well, today we're in Parque das Nações on the Rio Tejo, aka the Tagus River. This area was transformed by the start of the 2000s from a warehouse district into a vibrant and modern residential and commercial space. I'm going to show you my favorite parts of Lisbon's newest bairro while we talk about the top 3 things you need to know about the energy rating system in Portugal and how to use this info to make sure you're not buying a whole bunch of problems. So Parque das Nações, or Park of Nations, was a heavy industrialized zone for the longest time. But when Lisbon came to host the 1998 World Expo, the area was completely redeveloped. It's now home to residential towers, the Lisbon Aquarium, a casino, convention center, and the tallest building in Portugal, the Vasco da Gama Tower. Now, if you've been looking at listings online or even in real estate office windows in Portugal, you'll see that they all have a grade, similar to grades awarded in school. A home can be rated A+ or even F, and really everything in between. So what does this even mean? First of all, these are not the Google reviews from other viewers of the home. That would really be something. These ratings were established by the Portuguese government to give consumers and property owners an understanding of how energy efficient or inefficient a given property is. The ratings come from a report that is specific to each home that is sold or leased in Portugal. Now, it's mandatory and actually illegal to close a sale or a lease without one. This report tells you how more or less efficient the property is regarding heating, cooling, hot water, all compared to a baseline. It tells you what percent of energy is consumed from renewable sources and what the carbon dioxide emissions of the property are. It also tells you where heat loss is occurring. That's ventilation, windows, flooring, insulation, walls, and doors. So you can actually do something about it. Now, the best part of these reports is that they give you specific recommendations for how to improve the property, an estimate of what it will cost, and what you can expect the rating to be when you're completed. The report is created by an independent third-party inspector using thermal imaging and other tools, and they measure the effectiveness for heating and cooling in a particular property. Now, it's a very standardized process and is useful for evaluating holding costs, renovation opportunities, or quality of life considerations. Now, I think they're great because they give consumers guidance on what they can do to improve their property's energy efficiency in order to improve their resale value as well as reduce their costs of home ownership. So if you've been online for more than a minute, you've almost certainly heard about mold in Portugal. It's a thing for sure, as in any humid coastal climate, more of an issue in winter. Now, a property with a higher rating is going to be less likely to get mold issues, but it's not guaranteed. Mold comes from moisture and stagnant air. So the best way to guard against mold is to keep your home dry, well ventilated, and keep air circulating regardless of your home's energy rating. Now, we use a dehumidifier in our home year-round, and we don't have a mold problem. Our apartment has a rating of C, so it's not terrible, but it's not amazing. When touring properties, keep an eye out for evidence of moisture, stains on walls or ceilings, buckling or warping of floors, and stains under sinks and cabinetry. Also, your nose is just as strong of a tool in detecting potential issues. If you smell a mustiness or a sense of dampness when you walk into a property, that's not good and deserves further investigation. Most of the properties in Parque das Nações were built in the past 30 years or so with modern construction methods. So energy ratings will typically push the higher end of the rating scale as a general rule of thumb. Another hallmark of this area is the wide streets, beautiful public spaces along the water, and an abundance of retail, dining, and entertainment options, including the Altice Arena, which is the largest event space in Lisbon. Now, if you saw Madonna, J-Lo, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga perform in Lisbon, you probably saw them here. So speaking of celebrities, Nicole Kidman just recently bought a house about 30 minutes south of Lisbon, and she almost certainly received an energy inspection from her seller. Now, their certificate is valid for 10 years, and the owner is responsible for obtaining it. Keep in mind that renewing the report isn't something that many homeowners think about. So if a recent remodel has been completed, they may not have updated their energy inspection report, and it may actually be better than the report indicates. So if there's a remodel that happened, be sure to ask your agent to help you assess the windows and heating and cooling systems for their thoughts. Now, A ratings are the most efficient, typically reserved for new construction and outfitted with top-rated appliances, insulation, heating, cooling, water systems, windows, etc. Now, for the past 13 years, since reporting has been in effect, less than 5% in homes in Portugal received an A rating. So it's clearly an aspirational goal. Also, rating criteria changes over time as more efficient technologies and systems are introduced. So what was an A+ 7 years ago might be a B or a C today. Over half of homes are C or D rated, so there's plenty of room for improvement. To get more tips like these and exclusive access to get all your questions answered, sign up at our website, portugalstepbystep.com, or just like and subscribe to keep the content coming. See you next time.